Hey guys, it's Katy at scrappingkaty.ctmh.com, and it is my turn on day 3 to post a contribution to the Creative Design Team YouTube Hop featuring tags, bags, boxes, and more. I hope you're enjoying this series just like you did our Christmas card series, and we look forward to doing more series in the future. So I'm day 3. Tomorrow you will be watching Jayma and seeing what she has to share. And so let's get started looking at my project. Now, I am going to be making some shaker tags. So I have already off camera used our shaker window thin cuts to cut some shapes. And then I've also pulled out those foam and acetate packages as well. I'm going to be using 2 stamp sets. The Jingle Joy scrapbooking stamp set and thin cuts, and then the Jubilee Crew. I just love those cute little icons and then those sentiments as well. So before I start assembling the shakers, I'm going to do all my stamping first. So this is the Jubilee Crew, and I pulled out 2 of the snowman and then that cute little deer. I'm going to ink them up in charcoal ink. If you've been following me for a couple of weeks, I am hooked on charcoal ink and the softness it gives to these little Christmas images. So I'm going to ink up the snowman and then this cute little deer. Definitely that deer could be Rudolph if you wanted, or just plain old deer. And you definitely could use these for non-Christmas projects as well. Now these Christmas trees come from the Jingle Joy scrapbooking stamp set, and I love that there are different types of trees as well as sizes. So that one I inked up in clover, and you see me using my rub and remove eraser. I'm just seasoning these stamps because they are brand new. That tree I used the not candy apple, a green apple. And then this last one, it's got kind of a plaid pattern. I'm going to go ahead and use black to kind of bring black into the mix. So for this Merry Christmas, I am going to be using candy apple. And again, I'm just seasoning these stamp sets with my rub and remove. And I choose to do that on these solid stamp sets. You just get such a crisp inked off image, and I think that the rub and remove eraser for the first time works a whole lot better than the back of your hand. So for the Just Believe, I'm going to be pulling out sapphire ink because this one's going to go on that star, and I used the Serenity paper for the star tag. So I've got all those stamped, and off camera I colored the snowman and that little deer. And so now we're going to start assembling the shaker elements. So I pulled out all the elements that I need, and I am going to go ahead and just transfer some of these packages of sequins that I have into those close to my heart clear jars. So I've got the gold stars, the silver stars, and then our Christmas mix from last year. So for the circle shaker tag, since the actual shaker is going to be the tag, I have just a plain back. It's out of white cardstock. I punched a hole in it, and this is what will serve as the hanging apparatus, so to speak. So I am just threading through some red and white twine from my stash through that hole. And then I am going to really secure it with some glue dots. So I'm just going to take those glue dots off the little carrier sheet and then put them all around that hole, as well as underneath the twine and on top of the twine. And that's going to ensure once I actually glue the base of the shaker to this backing, it's going to ensure that it will not move once it's hung on a package or a bag. So I'm just going to glue that pattern paper on that white cardstock. Make sure it's really secure, especially around that twine. And then we're going to start assembling the shaker. So I'm going to take off that coating from the acetate and then use my anti-static pouch to rub all over there. And then I like to separate the outside foam from the inside foam on these foam pieces. And I just use my paper piercer. And you'll see here the magic. So then when you separate that outer circle, you're able to just pull off all of those inside pieces, and then you're left with the outline. So I'm going to be using that Christmas mix for this tag, and I've just put it in the center of this circle. You want to make sure that you don't overfill these. And then I'm just going to place this little acetate piece down onto that circle. And then I'm going to use the thin cut that actually hides the acetate. Now, I did decide that I wanted to make that black, hindsight 2020. So I'm just using my black ink and a sponge dauber and then my multi-purpose mat to just add ink all around the edge of that trim. So once that's done, I'm going to adhere it down. Now, any liquid glue might work, but I just find that liquid glass works the best on these acetate sheets. So I'm just going to make sure that that is really secure, and then we are going to start decorating this cute little tag with the sentiment. So for this tag, I am going to be using the Merry Christmas and again, liquid glass, and just adhere it down onto that center. And we are pretty much done. I do play around with some trees, but hang out and you can see the finished product of this tag as well as the others. So I did add that cute little snowman and one of the trees to this tag, and you can write on the back since it is white. And for the star, I just added it to a bigger tag. And then same thing with this heart one. I had to create a backing to put that twine through, and then it just shakes with those cute little silver stars in the middle. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. If you liked what you saw, please leave me a thumbs up and a comment. And don't forget to check back tomorrow where Jayma will show you her contribution to the tags, bags, boxes, and more. And while you're here, so you don't miss a thing, if you don't mind subscribing and signing up for notifications, so next month you will be alerted when the creative design team posts more videos.